Hi guys, welcome back to Mental Health Monday. My name is Michelle McQueen Bradley with Counselor 96, here to be your international counselor. And remember 2 weeks ago we talked about the importance of how we raise our children, especially when it comes to their aggression and what to do with their aggression. Remember there were 8 points and I started with 4. So I want to review those 4 really quick and then let us discuss the 4 remaining on how to approach our children in parenting. Okay, now this is part 2 in parenting, and number 1 was model the emotional regulation. You be that model for your child for what they should see on what it looks like to respond to this issue, to communicate to this issue, and help them feel safe. And number 2, show them how to be calm through your own actions. And so when you're showing them and modeling these things, they can see, okay, this is how mom does it. I know, for example, with my mom, when things got tough for us, I saw her pray, and it taught me, okay, how do I respond to these issues? I pray. Or if things got tough, she would cry about it, talk about it, process it, and then we get through it again. That's how I saw her model how to work through issues. Same thing we can do with our children. How do you model de-escalating and how to be calm through actions? Change your child's environment. So definitely give them an environment where they feel calm, where they feel safe, where they feel like they can process the issue more rationally. And then 4th, communicate feelings with your child. I'll help them to be able to articulate what they're feeling and articulate their emotions. Okay. All right. So let's dig into number 5. It says, ask them questions to help de-escalate. For example, you could say, can you tell me with your words what you are feeling to help them understand what you want them to do? It's kind of similar to what we just formally discussed. The importance of allowing your child to use their words. You know, a lot of times if they're having a tantrum, they're just like, and they just yelling and don't use their words. But if you teach them how to articulate, my tummy hurts, or I would like that toy, at least you know what's going on, then you can address it. Number 6. Count to 10 with them. Counting and taking slow, deep breaths together can have a calming effect. For some children that works, for some children it doesn't. But counting to 10 is allowing them to step back, think about what they're doing, think about what they're choosing to do or what's going on in the situation, and then they can process a lot more intelligently. If you practice this with your child, they will get better over time. Then by the time they turn of age, certain ages, the older they get, the more they'll have it down packed and will respond a lot healthier. Number 7, play educational games with your child. Play apps or games with them that teach emotional recognition or emotional management. One of the things I had when I was growing up was a series of books called Let's Talk About. And it was about a variety of things. So it's maybe about 30 different parts to the book. Well, it was several books, but parts of the series. And it would be, let's talk about overeating, or let's talk about disobedience, or let's talk about having a tantrum. And we talked about these things. My mom would have us read these all the time. And I did not know how valuable these books were until now. I'm older and I'm looking for them, and I haven't found a lot of them. So now I'm going to see if I can find some on eBay here and there. But it's so important to have our children read things like that. There are other things out there now that I have already bought that I think is good for children to read, educate them on emotions, educate them on how to de-escalate issues happen and what to do. Those are so important, especially in our day and age where people are feeling more anxiety and more depression, more anxiousness. We're experiencing war in Israel right now. There's a lot of things that's going on in our society. So our children responding to those as smartly and as emotionally intelligent as possible will do them such a great deal in their life as they get older. And then last one, so playing games is very good. Last one, teach them coping skills or problem solving skills to help avoid meltdowns, such as drawing her feelings of anger. That's one way to do it, drawing the feelings. Reading books about calming down, we talked about that. Learning triggers and using warnings or countdowns to help prepare him or her for the trigger. So before the trigger even happens, they're ready for it. Using timeouts or thinking time. That's something you can apply if that works for your child. And praising them for with what they do to calm down or manage his or her emotions appropriately. And I have mixed feelings about praising them, because I don't necessarily want the child to feel like when they do something good then they'll get something. There's pros and cons to that. Yes, I want to reward good behavior, but I don't want them to feel like if they do good behavior then they'll get something, because I want them to know right from wrong on the inside, and that comes from the Holy Spirit, right? The sense of conviction. I don't want to make mom mad, not necessarily getting something. Okay, so we do have to teach our children that balance, but all of those are very good connections on how to help your child calm down if they're aggressive, if they're having overwhelming emotions. Okay, so let's look in the word Matthew. Matthew, I believe is Matthew chapter 18, verse 6. And I'm reading in the Amplified Classic. It says, "But whoever causes one of these little ones to believe in and acknowledge and cleave to me, to stumble and sin, that is, who entices him or her, hinders him or her in right conduct or thought, it would be better, more expedient and profitable or advantageous for him to have a great millstone fastened about his neck and to be sunk in the depth of the sea." Basically meaning, be sure not to cause a little one to alter. If your own actions will help that child to understand how to deregulate de-escalate and not to deregulate, and be able to clearly walk through rationally a situation, you're actually helping them be a better adult, and you're not causing them to stumble. You're not causing them to or hindering their progress. So this is important. This is a continuous series, and I know this, I'm parenting my child and it's hard, and I'm hoping that these tips really help you. But a lot of times you realize, when I remember, and I'll share this right before we finish, I was training my dog with a trainer, and I wanted this dog to just do what I say and do right. And he said, you're going to need more training than this dog. And it taught me a lot. Now I know what he meant several sessions later. But he was saying, you're going to need more training than this dog, meaning the parent actually needs more training than the child, as the parent learns how to process, how to de-escalate themselves, how to model this great behavior, how to articulate emotions, and then your child will be a lot more safer and can process these things and be a better adult. All right. Have a wonderful week. We will have part 3 in the next 2 weeks and talk about the critical thinking for your child. All right. I appreciate you, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.